Yo, what's good? This is Casey for L King Self for Life Wrestling Takes, and you're now watching Casey for L Wrestling Takes Show. Hey, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Casey King Self for Life Wrestling Takes. Yep, I told y'all I was gonna come on here. It's early in the morning, but your man said I had something to fulfill. I gotta stay consistent. I'm here. Smackdown was actually pretty decent. It was a pretty decent show, pretty decent go home show. Obviously, they was live in the place where the Elimination Chamber was. Listen, Canada is a hot spot. I'm telling you, Canada is a very huge market for wrestling, because when AEW finally went over there, they was going crazy. Listen, the fans in Montreal was insane, and I loved it. That's what make a wrestling show. When the fans are going completely crazy, that is what makes a wrestling show. You can have mid matches on the show all day, but if the fans are going completely crazy, that is what makes the show. And I gotta give the cats out there in Montreal, Canada, Quebec, kudos to those people. Kudos to them. Now we open up with this matchup right here. Now, obviously, these two will be our participants of the women's Elimination Chamber match, will determine who is going to beat, face. I'm not sure if they're going to beat her, but who will get Bianca at WrestleMania. So we had Shotzi and Natalya versus Ronda and Shayna Baszler. This is an okay tag team match. This is mainly just about Natalya. Natalya is from Canada, so you know the crowd was going to be hot for her. She came out there looking just like her uncle. I thought about Bret Hart, and when she went up to a young man, she put the little sunglasses on him. I was like, man, just like her uncle. I'm telling you, just like her uncle. Like I said, they did what they had to do. Came down to it. They, a couple of moves here, all that. But the hometown hero always finds a strange way to come up short. I don't know what it is about wrestling shows, but they just let us down all the time. Ronda and Shayna end up winning. So they continue to tell the storyline about Sami Zayn and the bloodline. Obviously, this is the hottest story going right now, but obviously everybody mama know what we want is not what we're going to get. Most of us would love Sami to be a part of that, but it's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. especially what we got tonight. It's a wrap. Now, we didn't see Roman. You didn't see the Usos. You didn't see Paul Heyman. None of them. It was all about Sami. This whole show, Um, like I said, the best storyline going, and somehow, some way, we supposed to be satisfied with Cody. It is what it is on that. You know what I'm saying? Listen. I'm going to be watching. I'm going to be watching, and I'm going to see how do they tell a story to get us invested in Cody Rhodes. I don't know. So anyway, Garbage Road was out there, and they got interrupted by Bray and Uncle Howdy. Ladies and gentlemen, Hit Row is a waste of time. Triple H brought them back. They are absolutely nothing without Swerve. It's a waste of time. And again, it just shows that WWE has absolutely no desire to actually have us go out there and look decent. We're nothing but buck dancers, shucking and jiving jobbers. That is the only reason why we pull up to the E. People are going to tell me I'm tripping, but I'm telling you the bold-faced truth. The only reason why we show up to WWE is to get the buck dancing and the shucking and jiving. That is the only reason we're on the show. And these fools got laid out by Bray Wyatt and Uncle Howdy. And then after that, Bray opens up and he says, I take my attention to Brock and Bobby Lashley. And whoever wins, that's who I want to WrestleMania. Now, I've been back and forth on the matchup between Brock and Bobby. I obviously, I've been saying that, I had Bobby losing, but now it's a possibility that Bobby might win thanks to the Hurt Business, because they've been basically teasing that the Hurt Business is getting back together. So, if that's the case, then I guess we're going to do Bobby versus Brock. Bobby versus Bray Wyatt, or the Hurt Business versus the Wyatt Six. I guess that's what they want to do. I don't know. But it is what it is. So then we get the Brawling Brutes backstage, Drew McIntyre and them getting ready for their tag team match against the Viking Raiders. So then they look at last week's number one contender, Madcap Moss. He gets the opportunity at Mr. Gunther's Intercontinental Championship match, which was a pretty solid match. Emma was backstage, cheering him up and hyping him up. Then we get this sellout right here, Ariel Helwani. Look, let me tell you something. This fool right here done sold out to the East so bad it don't even make no sense. This dude right here, I'm telling you, his behind was sitting up there in the crowd looking extremely silly, trying to get the crowd hyped, talk about we're going to be going nuts, we're going to be going crazy because everybody and mama know that Sami winning. Man, stop it. Just stop it, bro. So then we got this match right here, which is a pretty solid tag team match. Now, again, ladies and gentlemen, I've been saying this for a long time. What is the point of having these two tag together if you're just going to break them up and then they go after Gunther and it's a triple threat? That's so retarded. I'm sorry. That's just stupid. This is why I had these two being the guys to dethrone the Usos, because it makes more sense. You've been booking these two as a tag team for what reason? It's stupid. It makes no sense if you just gonna break them up in the end. It's stupid. It's so stupid, ladies and gentlemen. It's dumb. I'm like, they having these great tag team matches, but for what reason? Obviously, you want them to win the tag team titles somewhere down the line, so why did you put them together? If you didn't want them to win the tag team titles, then what's the whole point of putting them together? It's stupid. It's retarded. But you had fools telling me that I was wrong for sitting up and saying that I should be happy for Sami and Kevin Owens winning. I'm like, you got these two who've actually had beef with the Usos. They got legit beef with the Usos, so it would make more sense for them to take the tag team title. But no, we just want to do this so we can break them up and then get Gunther versus Sheamus versus Drew, which is going to be idiotic. It's going to be stupid. Like I said, I'd rather take Brock versus Sheamus versus Gunther instead of Drew versus Sheamus versus Gunther. Drew, he could sit this one out. He could be in Sheamus' corner. That's the name of the game. Him and the Brawling Brutes, they could just cheer their man on. That's all they'll do with that. Like I said, decent tag team match all over the place. Viking Raiders had the match won, but Drew and Sheamus came out the woodwork with the victory. So then again, they give us the Sami Zayn video package, trying to hype us up. So then they talk about they getting ready for the match between Asuka and Liv Morgan. That's what they was doing. And here's another thing. Now, why are Raw contenders? Here's the deal. This the thing. This the whole point. I absolutely do not like wrestlers wrestling each other before the pay-per-view because it takes away from the match. I remember the days when cats would have beef with each other. You didn't see them wrestle each other. You would see them either tag with one another or they would just confront each other. But they wouldn't wrestle each other until we got to the legit pay-per-view. I miss those days. But both Tony Khan and Triple H do the same thing. It gets on my nerves. It's stupid. It kills my excitement for what I'm going to see because you teasing it. You giving it away. When you have cats wrestling each other before the pay-per-view, it's kind of a waste of time. So we get Ray backstage interview, and he's talking about what's the name? Kathy Kelly is talking with him about the situation with him and Santos Escobar, and how Santos Escobar is about to be on babyface mode, and how he gave him his mask and said that he wanted to beat the brakes off of him, but he always respected him because he looked up to him growing up. And so then, next thing you know, Karrion Kross popped up out the woodwork and said he wanted a rematch. He wanted to beat the brakes off of Ray. Ladies and gentlemen, when Karrion Kross first came back, I was thinking, okay, maybe we're going to do something with dude. And now I've had time to sit on this. Karrion Kross is another waste of time. He really don't do nothing for me. He don't. I've been hanging in there with this cat. I've been wanting to see, okay, what difference is Triple H going to do that Vince McMahon didn't do? You know, and I don't see it. Now, him and his wife Scarlett, they make an excellent couple, but that's it. I don't really see anything. So that's that. So now we get to Asuka versus Liv Morgan, with all the girls was basically out there. Carmella was on commentary. The next thing you know, you see Nikki Cross out there. Then you see Raquel Gonzalez coming out the woodwork. So all the girls were practically out there watching this match, you know. And Liv was trying to hang in there with Asuka with the clown thing going on, you know. But Asuka ends up getting the victory with the submission. Now, Asuka has looked extremely strong going into this. Normally, when you look that strong, that's code for you ain't winning squat. So, I don't know what Triple H got in store. I don't know. I was going with Asuka as my pick, but now I'm not even sure. So, when I do my prediction video, I may not even give an answer because I'm not sure exactly who I got winning this now, because Asuka looks so freaking hot. She looks so strong going into this thing. It's like, oh, that's dead giveaway. She ain't winning now. So, post-match, all the girls start doing their moves on each other. All of them. They all start doing the moves on each other and get the crowd into it. I'm like, I would have took a doggone contract signing. Give me a contract signing, then you can go ahead and do the moves on each other. Call it a day. Then we got Ariel Wanda going crazy about Sami Zayn and all this. Crowd going nuts, and then we get to this match. We get Gunther Madcap Moss for the Intercontinental Championship, which is a very solid match. Madcap Moss looked great with Gunther. Listen, it seems like whoever get in the ring with Gunther, he just make him look like $1 million, and he always make them look like they gonna beat him. Madcap Moss actually looked like he was gonna win that title, but laid him out, did his move, match over, 1, 2, 3, got it done. So then. We get to it. Sami come out, and Sami has to stand there. And he came back to his original theme song. And I'm sitting up here saying, well, it's time for that man to cut the hair. I was thinking he gonna cut his hair. He didn't cut his hair yet, but I'm assuming that he's going to cut his hair tomorrow. So tomorrow night he gonna come out there with the fresh cut. Sami Zayn comes out, music goes off, and the crowd in Quebec, Montreal, went completely insane. Sami had to stand there for about 8 to 10 minutes. He didn't say a word. The man got choked up. He was crying, and I'm sitting up here saying to myself, this is the most over baby face in wrestling right now. This guy is the most over, and we had to be satisfied with tag team titles. I was just sitting there just shaking my head the whole time. I said, this dude is so over. I mean, to think a year ago, he was in a circus match with Johnny Knoxville and company. He was in a clown match. You know WWE love their clown matches at WrestleMania. They can't help themselves. They always got some type of clown match. They can't help themselves. They got to have a clown match, and that was the clown match. Because at the time, Sami Zayn was nothing more than a clown, so he had every right to be in that match. But to go a year later, and this dude is the most over babyface in wrestling and running, and you mean to tell me that we had to be satisfied with a garbage tag team run? Y'all telling me that that's the best way to do it? That crowd was so hyped. They were so hyped. I mean, they were singing Ole, Ole, Ole. They were singing the song. They were Sami Zayn this, Sami Zayn that. He just embraced the crowd. He couldn't even talk. And I just sit up saying to myself, everybody and their mama know what's about to happen tomorrow. We didn't see Roman. We didn't see Paul Heyman. We didn't see Solo. We didn't see Jimmy. We didn't see Jay. This is all you need to know. He getting screwed tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. My man's getting screwed. So he talked to the crowd. He got the crowd hyped. He said, I'm about to beat the snot out of Roman. And then he spoke in his language. The crowd got hype again. And he said every time everybody always come out here pointing at the sign, going to WrestleMania. I'm going to WrestleMania. I'm going to WrestleMania. But this ain't about WrestleMania. This is about tomorrow night. And after tomorrow night, I will walk out as your new WWE Undisputed Universal Champion. That's the life from the pit of hell, ladies and gentlemen. That is the life from the pit of hell, my main man. Listen, Sami Zayn is the most over baby face going right now, and it's not even close. It's not even close. I'm serious. I've been watching this, and from what I observed, this is great. It's so great, but we get ready to get a sad ending. It's gonna end on a sad ending, and people gonna say, "No, it's not. We're gonna get the tag team." No, that's just lackluster. I'm sorry. You can tell me I'm hating. You can tell me I'm tripping. I'm just telling you both face truth. We get ready to get one of the most saddest endings to a storyline that you've ever seen. You're gonna be like, "Oh my goodness." The tag team match is gonna be excellent. I know it because the Usos are great and they great at what they do. You know Kevin Owens is great at what he does, and you know Sami is great at what he does. So when the four of them get together, they're going to make magic. You know they are. I'm not saying that the match is not going to be great. I'm telling you right now, that could possibly be the match of the whole show for both nights. And still, with it being the match of the night, I still will be feeling some kind of way because I know that my man Sami Zayn should have been orchestrated into the main event scene instead of Cody Rhodes. I don't care what nobody got to say. Cody Rhodes' injury is what derailed him. So now we had to settle for this lackluster story of why Cody deserves to take those titles off of Roman. But it's funny now that they starting to acknowledge that Roman has had the titles for 902 or 903 days now. He ain't even reached 1,000 days. Now Hulk Hogan has had it the longest, 1,400 plus days. So Roman ain't even reached 1,000 days. So that tells me that Roman's definitely walking out of WrestleMania. There's not even a question. Ain't even a question. If he don't walk out of WrestleMania with them titles, then his whole entire bloodline storyline was a waste of time. It was a waste. It was a complete waste. He ain't even reached 1,000 days yet. So, ladies and gentlemen, just get ready. Get ready because the most over babyface is about to get destroyed by the Usos tonight. It's bound to happen. I would love for Sami Zayn to do the unthinkable and beat Roman, but it's not going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. It's not going to happen. So, that's how the show went off. Smackdown was solid. I think this is a very solid episode, solid go-home show. That's what you want. Crowd was completely hyped. Crowd was crazy as heck. I ain't got no problem with that, but I do have a problem with the fact that what we get ready to witness, we all gonna be like, God dang. And cats think that I'm gonna be mad at Jay and Jimmy. Nope. I'm not gonna be mad at Jay and Jimmy. I'm just telling you right now, because we know what's gonna happen. And the whole point is we're supposed to feel some kind of way. We're supposed to have the hate towards Sami. Jimmy and Jay. I'm not gonna have no hate towards Jimmy. I'm not gonna have no hate towards Jay. I'm just gonna be like, all right, let's get ready for the tag team match. Match gonna bang, but that's that. All right. So before I get to talking about Rampage, let me say this: Dynamite was low key a bad show yesterday, or 3 days ago, because it's Saturday morning right now. it had some decent wrestling on the show. But like I said, Tony Khan's biggest flaw. And listen, like I said, I know my man does. He has his way on how he does things, but you got to give that man prop. You got to give King Mike. You got to give King Mike his props, because Tony Khan be just, I don't know. It seemed like this man just be doing anything. I'm like, bro, he can tell a story when he wants to. But the problem is he's trying to do all of these things. You run the Jacksonville Jaguars. You run your soccer team. You're trying to come up with ideas for Ring of Honor. You're trying to come up with ideas for Revolution. It's like he's doing all of this. This man gonna drive himself insane. Dude, get yourself a freaking writing team to help you come up with creative storylines for your wrestlers, so Rampage and Dynamite could get the viewership. Because Dynamite was 824, and I'm like, well, people not tuning in just to watch decent wrestling. Call it for what it is. They're not. People want to see story. Why is wrestler A wrestling wrestler B? You know what I'm saying? So, Conan's a clown. That idiotic crap that he said about KT. Listen, ladies and gentlemen. Conan low-key been exposing himself as a racist of late. And if a racist tell you how they get down, believe them the first time. This fool had the nerve to say that he didn't want that man doing the frog splash because he ain't Mexican. He need to stick to being Japanese. Listen, y'all, these racists has been controlling wrestling for so long. These old heads, these Jim Cornettes, clowns like that, the other circus clown, Disco Inferno, all of these fools, they can get the heck on somewhere, man. That's one of the major reasons why wrestling can't flourish, because the old heads are not wrapping their arms around the new talent to help them get over. They just sitting up just destroying them and taking shots and hating on them. Like I said, 80% of these podcasts that's running around here are anti-AEW. They hate AEW. They want AEW to die. They would love if AEW just disappeared. Let me tell you something. As much as I critique AEW, they ain't going anywhere. I just want them to get better. I just want Tony Khan to get me to care about certain things. You got a pay-per-view that's coming up in 2 weeks. Do you care for people to sit up and fork out $50, or do you not care? I'm telling you. I'm trying to tell you, man, it's about the freaking storytelling. It's always been about the storytelling. The matches are going to do it themselves, because wrestling is always top-notch, and they do. Some of the matches be kind of huff, but for the most part, everything, they gonna give it their all. But like I said, the Conan stuff, he can kick rocks. Thunder Rosa, kudos to her. She had a meeting with the women in the AEW locker room. Tony Khan was right there. They said she made amends. She apologized to folk. Listen, hey, kudos to them. I want the women to get better, because a lot of people is upset about Saraya and Tony Storm and where this whole, what do they call themselves? I forgot what they call themselves. They got this name that they're going by. The pieces are not lined in yet, because we don't know where certain people is aligning. This is one of the major problems. And see, a lot of people go back to when Tony Khan was trying to tease a particular Mercedes Monet possibly coming through. How the heck you get us hype 5 weeks in advance to January 4th just to make it be in Tony Storm? Makes no sense. That's why they should have never done that. They should have just came out the jump, and she should have said, my partner gonna be Tony Storm, and call it a day. Not this tease and stuff. Then you had Britt talk about, I don't care if you the boss and all this. I'm like, Tony Khan messed up. He messed up. And so now they trying to revamp it, trying to come up with stuff. And it's like, man, dude, this story could work, but you got to put forth more for effort. And the women got to do their parts right, too. Not this cheesy cornball crap of cats spray painting cats in the behind. And No, I don't care nothing about that all day. I don't care nothing about that. So let's go ahead and let me scroll up. Because now, like I said, I got to talk about Rampage right now. So give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Hold on. All right. So here we go. Rampage Slam Dunk Live. Now, well, it wasn't live. It was taped. How many times I had to say, y'all? Rampage was a solid show, but it has to be live. Tape Rampage, just don't do it. And I understand why some people just say, you know what, I'm not even gonna waste my time watching. You know, story is what does it. It's the story. If you're not giving us a story and you're just doing random matches, you know what I'm saying? Now, like I said, somewhat they had some stories on here. They had some decent things take place, which I didn't have a problem with. Now, this match right here. So, obviously, this was basically to play kudos to the All-Star game being in Utah. So they was running around with basketballs all day. The Elite beat the snot out of Top Flight, and they run around here with basketballs. I could have did this match without the basketballs. They ain't had no basketballs, and they just focused on the wrestling. It would have been another classic. Here's my thing: why can't you just give us this at the pay-per-view? We are going to get to House of Black. House of Black is coming. Do this, let the Elite get a victory, and then at the pay-per-view, House of Black pull up, and then this is where we can start the slow build all the way to Double or Nothing, and then that's where they would drop the tag team, the trios championships to them. But we had to run this back, so they beat them, they win, the Elite beat them, and then that's when House of Black pulled up. They pulled up and let you know that they want those trios championships. So that's going to be the matchup going into Revolution. It's going to be the Elite versus the House of Black for the trios championship. So then we get the Guns. They interview. They got an opportunity to once again give their perspective on why they are the AEW Tag Team Champions. They say the Acclaim never want to go the easy route. Instead of just facing us straight up, we got to go ahead and get some other clowns to join in. Now, this is just straight retarded booking. This is just stupid. The story is the Guns and the Acclaim. Why the heck do we have to bring in two other tag teams and then have a garbage battle royal? This is why AEW and battle royals need to take a break. I could go a whole year without a freaking battle royal. AEW do battle royals like it's like clockwork. They do battle royals like clockwork. And that's why they have no prestige. It's like they don't have no mystique because they do them so much. We got 2 clown battle royals to determine who's going to be the other 2 tag teams to join to make it a fatal 4-way. Let me tell y'all what this is. I've been getting on his case about this. This is Tony Khan once again trying to get everybody mama on the dog on pay-per-view. He still don't have no backbone. He does not, because if he had a backbone to tell the clowns, listen, I love y'all cats, but y'all fools ain't finna get on this show. Look, it'll be other shows I can get you on, but just not this one. These fools say, hey, TK, get me on the show or else I'm leaving. I'm like, he just frantic and like, okay, I'll put you on there. We'll have a dumb battle royal. I'm like, the battle royals are so lame in AEW. They do them so much. That is the problem. They do them way too much. I can say 1 battle royal a year is perfect. This clown say, nah, I gotta have 10. We didn't have 10 battle royals throughout the whole year, and it just makes it less. The mystique dies. It's not there. It was stupid. So then we had Mark Henry talking with OC, and then Yuta pulled up and said, you know, when I was with you, I was nothing. But then when I got with these 3 bad A's, so obviously people been asking the question, is Bryan Danielson still with the BCC? Yuta basically told you he's still there. Now, he hasn't came out with them, but Yuta said, yes, he's technically still in the BCC. So OC said, hey, you know what? I wasn't trying to train you. I was just trying to be your best friend. But obviously, we're not best friends no more. So if you want my All Atlantic Championship, fine. The match is set. See, this is a story. I'm cool with this. Now, let me tell you something. Mark Henry, look, AEW needs a manager. I don't know how y'all feel about this. Let's make Mark Henry the manager of All Elite Wrestling. He runs Dynamite and he runs Rampage. We had to. And this way, Mark Henry can be the mouthpiece for Tony Khan. Tony Khan says he don't want to be on television. Mark Henry can be the voice. Anytime when there's chaos going on, Mark Henry comes through and he try to get cats to calm down and settle down. But I think Mark Henry would be the perfect GM for All Elite Wrestling. This would make things perfect. Things could start getting better with the storytelling. Things would make more sense. Cats would start caring about Dynamite. Cats would start caring about Rampage. We need story. I'm telling y'all. I'm trying to tell you right now. The biggest issue with AEW right now is their storytelling. It ain't got nothing to do with the wrestling, because you know the wrestling always gonna be off the chain. It's the freaking storyteller. I thought this was excellent. I thought this was great. So the matchup is happening next week on Dynamite. Great. And I know that they gonna bang. I know OC and I know Yuta are about to murder each other, and it's gonna be great. Great. We got a reason as to why they fighting. They told you on Rampage. Great. Then we get this match of Ricky and Daniel. I thought this was a solid match. Jericho on commentary. Sami Guevara came out there trying to cause some crap. But then we ain't seen Action Andrade in a long time. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the crowd was like, they was hot for the trios match. But it was like here they kind of was making some noise, but they kind of was dying out. This is the problem. We got to be live. We had to. Because when Action came out there, he came out to crickets. And that's not good, man. That's not good. Action was so over after Jericho did. He pulled the 1, 2, 3 kid with him. And now when he came out there, it was like the crowd really didn't pop. Because he ain't seen him in forever. And it's like, I hate to say it, but it feel like Tony Khan did kill the young man's momentum. So he came out there to get Sami out the way. So then, therefore, DG was paying attention, and Ricky was like, you know what, screw this, I'm getting this match over with. He did his move, got the 1, 2, 3 match over. So that's when Guevara hopped on the mic and said, I'm tired of this kid. I'm tired of him always getting in our matches and always getting in our way. I want to, Jericho, I want to beat the snot out of him next week. So, hey, cool, story. That's what you want. So then we get a promo package of Evil Uno talking about why he wants to beat the snot out of Jon Moxley, even though Heyman told him not to get involved. I said, it's sad that the man could cut a great promo, but him and the Dark Order has been so irrelevant. They've been very irrelevant, and that's the sad part. They've been so freaking irrelevant. It's like it don't make no type of sense. Like, now you want us to care about Evil Uno even though we ain't seen him in forever? Come on now, please make it make sense. Now, my girl Jade Cargill. My girl Jade Cargill is 53-0. She went against the Vert Vixen. That's how you say her name. Listen, listen, man. I feel like TK he was going hard with Jade now, but now I feel like he kind of just doing anything with Jade, and it just makes me feel like her title reign ain't really on nothing. And I blame TK for that. Ain't got nothing to do with Jay. I don't want to hear none people talk about she green. Look, we would care more about this title reign if TK put forth an effort. Now, all people care about is seeing Jay lose that thing. Now, the question is, who the heck is going to do it? I don't know. We got 2 weeks until we get to doggone Revolution. Now, is Jay going to be on the show? I don't know. I have no clue. I don't know. But we'll find out. So then we get to the main event. Now, as of recent weeks, they've been doing the video package side-by-side promo where cats would roast each other, but it would be in video package form. Mark Henry and them finally got back to doing traditional where he's in the middle, and then the cats who are fighting in the main event have an opportunity to respond to each other's rebuttal or whatever. So Swerve and Parker Bardot was standing up there. Now, no Trench. I don't know what the heck happened to Trench. So he made his remarks to Dustin, and Dustin with this new face paint, he responded back to him, said what he gonna do to him, And then we get to the matchup. Now, again, AEW has another problem. This is a very serious problem. They bleed too much. They bleed way too much. It's sad. They bleed too much. I like the blood. I like it, but dog, you don't have to do it all the time. It just again, it's just like with the Battle Royals. The more you do it, the more the mystique of it just goes away. And this is a very sad issue that Tony Khan and them finds himself in. You don't have to do it. It's like when blood calls for it, it's not going to really have that great of a meaning. Because everybody got to bust each other open. I'm like Dustin over there blading like crazy after Swerve had did that move where he kicked his face into the doggone barricade. I'm like, man, I said, that's it, we go. I said, and it take away from the match. I thought the match was okay, but still, I'm like, so let me just get to the end of it. So, Swerve was about to get pinned. Like Dustin basically had this man beat. He had him beat down. I mean, even with all the bleeding, Dustin had held his own against Swerve. Swerve sold for him like a mug, and he legit was about to do it. He did because Cody Rhodes does the same exact move. He did that move that his brother do, and he was about to he was about to pin him. That's when Parker Boudreaux pulled Dustin Rhodes' legs. He pulled him out, and so finally a smart referee finally caught something. Aubrey saw it, and she disqualified Swerve. So Swerve lost, but he didn't get pinned. Dustin got the win because of disqualification. So, with that going on, he told that man to go get the cinder block. He got the cinder block, he got the brick, and he was about to do exactly like what he did to Keith Lee. And it's funny how they started to mention Keith Lee. So I seen the spoilers. I knew that man pulled up. So as he was about to do the brick thing to Dustin, Keith Lee's music came off. So they busy looking at the entrance. And I feel so bad for Keith Lee because Texas, Laredo, Texas, I didn't hear like one cheer. I said, TK, this is why you do these in front of a live studio audience, not a tape crowd, because that crowd just didn't even care. And it's sad, man. It's so sad, man, because Keith Lee has the potential of being a huge deal in the AEW, but you have to treat him as if he's one. I understand he was selling the injury, but you could have done this on live TV. Why the heck did we do this on a tape Rampage? See, that's just that's just disrespectful like a mug. TK, you deserve to get destroyed. If my main man Keith McKean Mike destroyed you, he got every right to destroy. You come on now. Come on, bro. You know dang well this should have been done in front of a live studio audience, but you decided to do this in front of a tape crowd, and that crowd it was like they didn't even care. So Keith Lee came out the world looking like an old man because his hair is all gray now. I said, dang, he didn't gray that quick. He didn't. I'm like, shoot. He came out there and then swerving him off. So then he helped up Dustin, and that's how the show went off. And I'm like, I said it was a decent, segment and a decent match, but this should have been done in front of a live studio audience, man. I'm sorry. You gotta get us to care, man. That's the whole point. And the fans themselves didn't do it. They didn't do it no type of justice. They treated that man. It's funny. They treated Action Andrade tonight, and they treated Keith Lee like they was afterthoughts. Like, who are these again? Like, who? It shouldn't be like that. That's terrible. That is terrible, man. I'm serious. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's my honest review about Smackdown and Rampage, and I told you what I felt about Dynamite. I'm coming right back to you because I got to give you my honest prediction for Elimination Chamber, and tonight I'll be back to give my thoughts on Elimination Chamber and everything. So hit the comment section up. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment, and I'll see y'all cats soon. Holla at your boy.